Hello again. As most of you are hopefully aware, the midterm elections are coming up on November 6th, and I'm here to tell you about them like I do. Although, sadly, this is not a presidential election year and we cannot yet vote the world's least festive pumpkin out of office, this is still a very important election, and it gives us the opportunity to slow down the crazy train on which our government has been having a 2-year bender. This November 6th, the US voters have the opportunity to shift one or even both houses of Congress, the House of Representatives and the Senate, back to a Democratic majority. If either the House of Representatives or the Senate swings to a Democratic majority, Democrats will be able to halt Republican bills. Democrats will be able to finally subpoena documents and call witnesses to investigate Trump on nice little issues like his taxes, potential business fraud, and sexual assault allegations. Investigations which a Republican majority has been preventing. Taking the Senate also means Democrats can veto Trump's nominees to his cabinet, and even more importantly, to the lifelong appointments of judges, and most importantly, of the Supreme Court, which will affect the US political landscape for decades to come. Control of the House also means the possible opportunity to impeach Trump, as the House of Representatives is where impeachment begins. A guilty verdict would still require a 2/3 majority vote in the Senate. However, with the 8-car garage full of skeletons Democrats may find when they are finally able to investigate Trump properly, this could happen. Additionally, all across the country there are crucial races for state senators, assembly members, and governors, positions which are currently overwhelmingly held by Republicans. Not only will officials elected this year be in charge of state laws, but they will also have influence and control over redistricting voters, which will affect presidential elections after 2020 and for years to come. Many reasonable Republican elected officials still aren't going to vote against their party. So if you're a moderate or even a conservative citizen who wants a check to Trump's power, please consider more Democrats elected this year, slower crazy train. Allow me to illustrate with leftover Halloween candy. All of the 495 seats in the US House of Representatives go for election every 2 years. Of these, most will clearly go to one party over the other. This year, there are really only 48 up for grabs. Of these, Democrats currently hold 7, and they need a net gain of another 24 in order to have a majority. This is achievable. Many of these races are in districts typically held by Republicans, but which went to Hillary Clinton in 2016. Many of these races will also be razor thin. Getting to the polls in these districts is crucial. So if you live in any of the following districts, you must get to the polls. If you have friends or family in any of them, call them and make sure they are going. Drive them. Tell them there will be free corgi puppies and beer. Just get them there. As for the Senate race, the big one, each state has 2 senators, so there are only 100 seats, 35 of which are up for re-election. Of these 35, Democrats have 26 and need to gain only an additional 2 if they lose none. Of these 35, 10 appear to be toss-ups. Democrats need to maintain the seats of Bill Nelson of Florida, Joe Donnelly in Indiana, Claire McCaskill in Missouri, Joe Manchin in West Virginia, Heidi Heitkamp in North Dakota, and John Tester in Montana. Then they need an additional 2 from Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona, Jackie Rosen of Nevada, Bill Bredesen of Tennessee, and/or Beto O'Rourke of Texas. In other words, if you live in one of these states, you must vote. This election has consequences for decades to come. It is hugely exciting. It is bigger than the individual candidates. It is an opportunity to once again be able to tell the difference between current events and TMZ. Okay?